Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It is Monday, May 11th, and the Yankees just finished off a very, very ugly weekend against the Milwaukee Brewers. They got walked off 2 times. The bullpen continues to be an ugly, ugly truth with this team. And for a lot of teams over the years that have been well-rounded in a lot of areas, that underbelly of a bullpen that's just unreliable has been their downfall. Unfortunately, the Yankees have a couple of other problems, too. I think that their hitting is sufficient against bad teams, but against good pitching, they're going to continue to struggle unless they make some serious upgrades, because right now, you got a couple of dead spots in the order. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes. There's a narrative right now that the Yankees can't beat good teams. I can't contradict that narrative because, to this point, they haven't beaten good teams. They've struggled against the good teams that they've played. And the teams that they have beaten are all basically under 500. So until they change that narrative, there's no way that I can deflect it. And so hopefully the Yankees can get it going as they head to Baltimore. There's a few things that I want to talk about. First, let's go to Austin Wells because he had a rough weekend. He continues to look just overmatched as a hitter at the major league level. 183 average, 609 OPS, and I know he's a decent framer, and I know that the pitching staff is comfortable working with him, but you just can't continue to carry this kind of bat. I mean, this is essentially a pitcher hitting. I mean, that's the kind of offense that he's putting up. And yes, he's got 3 home runs. I know the Yankees love homers, but you need a bit more consistency out of that spot. I think it was a serious mistake to go without a right-handed option at catcher. It makes the Yankees susceptible to lefties. I know the Yankees were counting on Giancarlo Stanton being a big part of their offense against lefties, but that in itself was a mistake because he's always hurt. There's always a month or two in which he's just unavailable, and then when he comes back, there's usually about a month in which he's useless. And so you've got to have more options, and ultimately I think this falls on Brian Cashman and his poor team planning. Now, there's a few things that I want to talk about in terms of Austin Wells. His approach. He takes a gigantic, gigantic swing every single time. And that's just not going to get it done. I think he needs to focus on using the left side of the field. Get out of pull mode for a little while because it's obviously not working. He's trying to lift and separate everything and hit it into the bleachers. When he goes to Baltimore over these next few days, I guarantee you every swing that he takes is going to be with the intent of hitting the ball on top of the warehouse in right field. When what he should be doing is cutting down his swing, try find the left field gap, right? Or try and hit a line drive over the shortstop, and maybe that'll correct some of these issues. His swing has gotten way too big, way too loopy, and it's incredibly difficult to watch. And you're starting to hear whispers about trades. Now, one team that is struggling a little bit this year is the Minnesota Twins. Now, that's not a surprise. The Twins often struggle. I'm going to pull up their dashboard in just a second, and we'll take a look at how they're doing. They are 18-23 this season, but they still have a couple of good players that they might be willing to unload at the right price. And one of the names that we keep seeing is this guy here, Ryan Jeffers. Ryan Jeffers is a 28-year-old catcher. He hits right-handed. He's got a 922 OPS. He's got 298 average, 5 home runs. Now, if you go back to his lifetime numbers, he's a decent player. I mean, last year he hit 266 with 9 home runs, 753 OPS. Year before that, 732 OPS, 21 home runs. Year before that, 859 OPS, 276 average, 14 home runs. So he's been, decent. But this year he's definitely having a great start. Now, if you buy high right now, odds are he's going to come down a little bit. But he is in his prime. He's 28 years old. So I think that if he does become available, this is somebody that the Yankees should consider. And because the Twins are doing so poorly, they are in last place in the American League Central. They are 18-23. If that continues to go south, I think there's a good chance that they will begin to unload some players just to shed salary. And if they do that, the Yankees should be a team that is definitely in on Ryan Jeffers. Now, I want to talk a little bit about another red flag that the Yankees have, and that is Trent Grisham. Now, Trent Grisham, we knew was a mistake to bring back at $22 million. And I don't care what the metrics say about him. I don't care about his expected stats. I care about his results. And thus far, his results have not been good. He is on pace for 20 home runs and 91 RBIs. Woohoo. Woohoo. Can't hit lefties, and this year somehow he's even hitting worse against righties. He is a mess. He's just a mess. And right now, the Yankees don't have a lot of better options because Dominguez is hurt. I think that if Spencer Jones can prove himself to be better than he was against this Brewers team this weekend, maybe he can take some at-bats from Grisham once Dominguez comes back. But right now, this is a dead spot in the lineup, and his defense isn't warranting sticking with this kind of bat. And for $22 million, this is proving to be a move that has kind of hamstrung the Yankees because they can't go out and sign other players or get other big contracts because he's eating so much of the payroll. This was just a good old-fashioned brain fart by Brian Cashman. They got tricked into believing that the season he had last year was who he was when he hit .235 with 34 home runs and an .812 OPS, when in reality, every season up to this point, he's been bad. The year before that, .675 OPS, 190 average. Year before that, 198 average, 667 OPS. Back to San Diego, 184 average, 17 homers. This is who he is. He had a decent year in 2021, but that's a long time ago. He had another decent year in 2020, the COVID-shortened season. And then as a rookie in 2019, again, not good. This is a guy who in his career is a .216 hitter. I think it was a mistake to pay this guy $22 million, and I said it at the time. I was astonished that they offered him the qualifying offer. He wasn't going to get $20 million anywhere. The Yankees could have probably got him for $10 million, and then you wouldn't have been hamstrung at this point. So this is a big problem that the Yankees are going to have to figure out. And the bullpen is another giant red flag. You know, David Bednar, and I've got the wrong thing up. I'm just going to pull up David Bednar real quick. David Bednar is unreliable as a closer. He's just unreliable. Let's go ahead and pull up his numbers real quick. 1-3, 3.71. Now, he does strike out some guys. He's got more strikeouts in innings pitched, which is what you would expect from a closer. But, I mean, this is a guy who always has trouble. Batting average against him is .373. Basically, he turns every hitter into peak Tony Gwynn. And, look, the Yankees got to solve this problem. They got to figure out the bullpen, and they got to get a couple of more bats. Otherwise, they're going to keep beating up on bad teams and keep losing to the good teams. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the matchup tonight. Yankees will be facing Brandon Young with the Orioles. They'll be running out there Ryan Weathers, who's 2-2 with a 3.03 ERA. Adley Rutschman, we talked about it before, off to a very good start, 304, 5 home runs, 925 OPS so far this season. The Orioles are under 500, so the Yankees shouldn't have their hands too full as they head to Baltimore. Hopefully they can get back in the winning track. There are a couple of players that I have in mind. My Derek prediction today, Ben Rice. I think Ben Rice is going deep. He went 0 for the series against Milwaukee. I think that he came back maybe a shade too soon, and maybe the hand was not feeling 100%. But yesterday he hit the ball hard twice, excuse me. I think that's a really positive sign. And if he can get going again, it's going to help out the whole lineup. It'll give Judge a little bit more protection. It filters down. It lengthens the lineup. But he struggled. I'll be interested to see what Spencer Jones does in this series. I'm also considering taking him for a Derek home run. You know what? Screw it. Let's do it. Be big. or don't be. We're taking Ben Rice and Spencer Jones as the Nostraderic predictions today. I'll see you after the game. Yankees in Baltimore trying to get off the mat after a tough weekend. And I'm wearing the Ben Rice shirt for good luck. We'll see you then.
End of story.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, do all the YouTube stuff, like and subscribe. Also, we've got a store, NYYDesigns.shop. It's got all sorts of fun t-shirts, mugs, hats. You can also get podcast merch at Pinstripe Territory shop.com. We're also on every podcast platform, so go ahead and subscribe to the audio version as well, and give us 5 stars if you don't mind. If we earned it, we'll see you next time.